I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Wouldn't do what?
What you were thinking of doing?
How do you know what I was thinking?
Oh, we make it our business to know a lot of things.
Look, whatever you're selling, I'm not interested. Please, just leave me alone.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I've got a job to do here.
I said leave me alone.
This isn't going very well. You said it was going to be easy. But he won't listen. I know. First you don't succeed. Blah, blah, blah. Have you ever read Tom Sawyer?
What?
Now, there was an industrious young man. When the chips were down, he never gave up. Do you remember why?
Who cares?
He kept thinking of others, George, not about himself, but about the folks who needed him.
You just called me George. How do you know my name?
Oh, I've watched you grow up from a little boy. I know all about you.
But how is that possible? I've never seen you before.
Well, you've never needed to until now. How's the lip? Looks like it stopped bleeding.
That's the answer I got to a prayer a little while ago.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to that prayer.
Who are you?
Oh. Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oddbody. AS2. Well, what's that AS2?
Angel second class.
Now I know I've lost my mind.
Not yet, but you were well on your way. Besides, it's ridiculous to think of killing yourself for a measly $8,000. Oh,
How did you know that?
I've been trying to tell you. I'm your guardian angel. I know all about you.
Well, you look like the sort of angel I'd get, I'll grant you that. Sort of a fallen angel. What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class. But you're going to change all that.
I am? How?
By letting me help you.
Oh, and the only way you're going to help me is to get me $8,000 by the time the clock strikes 12. After that, my life turns into a pumpkin.
Don't use money in heaven, no.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, it comes in pretty handy down here, I'll tell you that. Truth be told, I'm worth a lot more dead than alive.
Oh, now you mustn't talk like that. I'm not going to get my wings with that kind of attitude. Why, you just don't know how much you're worth. Why, if it hadn't been for you...
If it hadn't been for me, everybody I know would be much better off. Everybody. My wife, my kids, my friends.
Well, you do have a lot of friends, I'll say that for you. Why, do you know that they've jammed up our airways for over an hour now?
What are you talking about?
Prayers. When they're heartfelt, they're awfully powerful missiles. And the ones for you have lit up our entire celestial system.
Why? How?
Because you're such an important influence in so many lives. Always have been. Just like Tom Sawyer.
Since when?
Since the day you saved your little brother from drowning when he fell through the ice.
Well, that was just instinct. Besides, I was only 12 years old.
Well, there were other boys there that were older and better swimmers than you. They didn't nod to their instincts.
But he was my brother.
I know. But what about when you helped Mr. Gower and you saved him from ruin? That was an instinct. That was courage. Deep-seated, wrenchful of guts courage.
But he had just received a telegram informing him that his son had died.
I know. And he had turned mean through and through from drowning his sorrow in a bottle.
George, are you out there? I'm sorry, Mrs. Blaine. The box of capsules should have been there over an hour ago. I promise you, they'll be over in 5 minutes. Why didn't you deliver the box of capsules?
I couldn't.
Why couldn't you? What kind of tricks are you playing, young man? Don't you know the Blaine's boy's very sick?
Mr. Gower, you're hurting my sore ear.
You lazy loafer!
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something bad in those capsules.
Well, what are you talking about?
Look, I know you're upset. You got that telegram today and it upset you. I understand that. But you put something bad in those capsules. I'm sure you did.
How do you mean?
Just look and see for yourself. I tried to tell you when you were filling the order, but you wouldn't listen. But look what you took the powder from. It's not right. I swear it isn't.
Oh,
Not your head. Mr. Gower, I won't ever tell anyone. I mean, I understand how you're feeling, but I won't ever tell a soul. I mean, hope to die, I won't.
And you never did. Not to this day. That's remarkable.
He always cared about us young people. He gave lots of us kids our very first jobs.
Well, he never quit caring about you, that's for sure. You remember that handsome piece of luggage he gave you when you thought you were headed off to college?
And that was 1,000 years ago.
He's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
And you always use it in good health, George.
Oh, Mr. Gower, how can I ever thank you?
Oh, well, I graduated with honors. That'll do us all proud.
Bad chance. Lay your bet, little brother. I haven't got time. I'm off to my dance. How do I look? Like a goon in a penguin suit? Where's the funeral?
That's enough, you two. You look very nice, Harry.
Of course he does. That's my tux. Aunt Tilly, what's your verdict? Do I look good enough to eat?
You lay a hand on me, young man, and I'll hit you with this purse.
But Aunt Tilly, I'm in love with you. I'm gonna go full moon out tonight.
Harry, that's enough!
Oh, hey Mom, I've got to borrow the car. I've got to take some plates and stuff over to the dance.
Whose plates?
Mom, I am chairman of the Eats Committee, and we're short a couple of dozen plates.
Now, wait a minute, Harry. You can't use my Sunday china. That was my grandmother's, her mother's before that. Harry, are you listening to me? We're all going to miss you, George.
Thanks, Violet.
Say, that's some dress you got out there.
Like this whole thing? Well, it's a hand-me-down, just like Harry's.
Well, it
Sure is pretty, isn't it, George?
What's that? Oh, the dress. Yes, it's really nice, Violet.
Well, I guess I better be going. The dance starts in another half an hour. Why don't you drop by later on?
Just might do that.
I hope you do. Bye now, George.
Vi, you want Ernie and I to walk you over to the school?
No, that won't be necessary. Take care, George.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
See you around, George.
Sam, Billy, where's Pop?
Oh, he had to do a special report for Potter. There's a board meeting tomorrow.
I thought when Pop put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up on us a bit. What's eating that old money-grabbing buzzer now anyway?
Oh, he's a sick man, George. He's sick in his mind, sick in his soul if he had one. Why, he hates everybody who has anything that he can't have. Hates us mostly, I'm afraid.
After you graduate, George, you wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone with us, would you?
Oh, not me. I couldn't face being cooped up in some shabby little office all my life. I'm sorry, Uncle Billy, but the thought of spending all my life trying to figure out a way to save 3 cents a length of pipe, I'd go crazy. I want to do something big, something important.
Well, you know, George, your dad and I seem to feel that in a small way we are doing something important too. You know, it's in the soul of a man to want to have a roof and 4 walls and a fireplace to sit beside of in the evening. And we like to think that we're helping you do that.
Now, Bill, you know that this town has no good for any man who's not willing to go to Potter. But George, you've got talent. We've all seen it. So you go ahead and get yourself an education and get out of here if you must.
Have any idea what you want to do, George?
Oh, sure. I want to build things like huge skyscrapers and maybe even whole cities. It's been a dream my whole life.
Well, you're still after that first $1 million before you're 30, huh?
No, I'll settle for half that in cash.
Well, your Aunt Tilly and I are sure going to miss you, my boy.
Well, I'm going to miss all of you too, that's for sure. Would you mind taking this back up to the house? I think I'll go take a walk by the school and drop in on Harry's dance.
Well, you have a good time, son.
And you did too, remember? That was the night you met Mary Hatch. Of course, you had known her all your life. She'd grown up behind you 3 or 4 years and was always there in the background, tagging along until someone one of you boys noticed her and sent her on her way. But that never discouraged her. Nope, not her or any of the other girls. They all had their eyes hooked on you, especially Violet and Mary. But you never took the bait. Not until the night of Harry's graduation party. That's when you danced the Charleston all night with Mary Hatch. Until somebody tripped the lock on that moving gym floor and everyone fell or jumped into the swimming pool.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon. A hot dog, just like the church choir.
Beautiful.
You should have seen the commotion in that locker room. I knocked down 3 people just to get this stuff for wearing. I bet over half your class jumped into that pool.
Half the town thought it was a bad idea to build the gym floor over the swimming pool. I wonder who turned the key.
Probably somebody jealous because you chose me to dance with you.
You think, maybe?
Here, let me help you with that old wet dress of yours. Hello.
Hello. You look at me as if you don't know me.
Well, I don't.
You pass by me on the street almost every day.
Me?
Uh-huh.
That was some little girl named Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
Do I look as funny as you do?
Well, I guess I'm not quite the football type, but you look wonderful. Why, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say we're the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will. Say, how old are you anyway?
You can't ask me that.
But I am.
18.
18? Why, it was only last year you were 17.
Too young or too old?
Oh, no, just right. Your age fits you. And you look a lot older without your clothes on. I mean, without your dress, you look younger. Or older, or oh, I'm sorry.
Sir, my train, please.
Pox upon me for a clumsy louse. You're caboose, my lady.
You may kiss my hand. As I was lumbering down the street, down the street, down the street.
Well, I guess I'll throw a rock at the old Granville.
Oh, no, don't, George. I love that old house.
Oh, no, you don't understand. See, you make a wish, and then you throw a rock, and you try to break some glass. You got to be a good shot nowadays, because there's already so many broken windows.
Oh, no, George. That house is full of romance. I'd like to live in it.
That old place? I would live in as a ghost. Here, watch. Second floor window.
What'd you wish for?
Oh, not just one wish, Mary, but a whole hatful. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow and the next day and next year and the year after that. I'm going to shake the dust of this crummy old town off my shoes, and I'm going to see the world. Rome, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. And then I'm going to go to college and see what they know. And then I'm going to build things, huge things, like giant airfields and skyscrapers 100 stories high and bridges a mile long. And, oh, are you going to throw a rock, Mary? Hey, that was a pretty good shot. What'd you wish for, Mary?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? What did you wish for when you threw that rock?
Oh, no.
Oh, come on, tell me.
And if I tell you, it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? Do you want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso up there and pull it down for you. Say, that's a good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. And then what?
Well, then you could swallow it and it'll all dissolve, see? And moonbeams will shoot out of your fingertips and your toes and the ends of your hair. Am I talking too much?
Yes, you are.
Who's there?
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
What?
You spaced it on the wrong people, Ernie.
Completely wasted, Bird. This place.
Hey, Bird, Ernie, come back here. I'll show you some kisses that'll make your head spin.
George, come quick. Your father just had a stroke.
Huh? I'm sorry, Mary. I've got to go.
Come on, George, let's hurry.
Did you call for a doctor?
Yes, Campbell's there now.
It was nice of you to come, Mr. Potter.
Well, George, your father was the building alone here in Bedford Falls.
I agree, Mr. Potter.
Of course, he wasn't much of a businessman, and that's what killed him. I don't mean any disrespect, George, God rest his soul, but he was a man of high ideals. And high ideals without common sense can ruin a town. And that's why at tomorrow morning's board meeting at the building alone, I'm going to make a motion.
A motion?
Yes, sir, a motion to dissolve the institution, turn its assets and liabilities into receivership.
But Mr. Potter.
Take this loan application through. The board will vote on tomorrow morning. For Ernie Bishop. You know, this fellow walks around town all day delivering the mail. Usually late, because he has to talk to everyone on his route. Well, anyway, I happen to know that the bank turned down his loan. Yet he comes to the building alone, and we're willing to build him a house worth $5,000. Why is that, George?
Well, now I handled that myself, Mr. Potter. You have all the paperwork there, his salary, his insurance, and I can personally vouch for his character.
Oh, so he's a friend of yours.
Yes, sir.
So if you shoot pool with the man as your son, you can borrow money. And what does that get the building alone, George? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like your father went around and stirred them up and filled their heads with a bunch of impossible ideas.
Now, Mr. Potter, you just hold on a minute here. You're right when you say my father was no businessman. I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building alone in the first place, I'll never know. But neither you nor anybody else can say anything against his character. Because his whole life was... Why, in the 25 years since he ultimately started this institution, never once did he do anything for himself or save any money. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? Just remember this rabble you're talking about. Well, they do most of the working and the paying and the living and dying in this community. Is it too much for them to work and pay and live and die in a few decent rooms and a bath? Well, my father didn't think so. To him, people were human beings, but to you, some warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, my father died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
Well, I'm not concerned with your book, young man. I'm concerned about the building alone.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Mr. Potter. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers around, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, thank you for coming, Mr. Potter, and I'll see you at the meeting.
Well, you're not on the board.
I hold a proxy to attend my father's place and cast a vote. You see, the way I look at it, Mr. Potter, The people of this town need our family's one-horse institution, if for no other reason than to have some other place to go besides crawling to you.
Get me out of here. Sentimental hogwash. I'll tell you one thing, young man. I'll be at that board meeting. I'm going to make that motion. We'll see who has the power in this town.
But you spoke eloquently at that board meeting, and they voted Potter down.
But on one condition I hadn't banked on.
Yes, that you take over in your father's place. And you did. And you turned over all your school money to your brother Harry and sent him off to college.
And Harry became a football star. Made the second team All-American.
He did. And you got 4 years older.
That's for nothing.
Hello, Mom.
What are you doing? Wishing on the moon?
No, I've given up on that. Just out for some air.
Did you know Mary Hatch is back from school?
Mm-hmm.
Came back 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nice girl, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
The kind that would help you find answers, George.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary Hatch?
Sure. Sam Wainwright.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's true. Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, how do you know? Did she discuss it with you?
No.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, I've got eyes, haven't I? Why, she lights up like a firefly whenever you're around.
Oh.
And besides, Sam's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war.
Well, I don't know about war.
You know, Mother dear, I can see right through you. Right to your back collar button. You're trying to get rid of me, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, here's your hat. Where's your hurry? All right, Mother dear, building a lone pal. I guess I'll go out and find a girl and do some passionate necking.
George!
Are you going to point me in the right direction? This direction? Good night, Mrs. Bailey.
Good night, son.
Hello, Georgie Porgy.
Oh, hello, Vi. How's business in the old-fashioned permanent wave shop?
Well, I'm not a tidal wave yet, but I've got a lot of city mothers coming in thanks to you. What gives with you?
Oh, nothing.
Well, where are you going?
I'll probably just end up down at the library.
Georgie, don't you ever get tired of just reading about things?
Yes. Yes, I do. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing.
Are you game, Vi? Let's make a night of it.
Oh my gosh, Georgie, what do we do?
Well, let's go out in the field and we'll take off our shoes and we'll walk through the grass.
Huh?
And then we'll climb Mount Bedford up by the falls and we'll smell the pines and we'll watch the sunrise through the peaks and we'll stay out there all night and everybody will be talking. It'll be a terrific scandal.
Walk through the grass in my bare feet? George, have you gone crazy? And Mount Bedford? Who would want to climb all the way to the top of Mount Bedford? It's got to be a 10-mile hike at least.
Oh, just forget the whole thing. It was just a crazy idea.
Well, you're telling me. Good night, George.
So there you are.
Oh, hello, Mary.
I noticed you were passing by. Have you made up your mind?
What's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
Of paying a visit. Your mother phoned and said you were on your way over.
My mother called you? Well, how did she know?
Didn't you tell her?
No, I didn't tell anybody a thing. I just went out for a walk and happened to be passing by.
Oh, well, would you like to come over and sit for a minute?
Well, maybe just for a minute, but I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here. So, When did you get back in town?
Tuesday.
Where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. Say, I thought you were going back to New York with Sam and Nikki and the rest.
Well, I worked there for a few vacations, but I don't know. I guess I was homesick.
Homesick for Bedford Falls?
Well, yes, and for my family and, well, everybody. Aren't you going to come over and sit?
Well, maybe just for a minute, but I want you to know I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here.
Well, would you rather leave?
Well, no. Oh, that is, I don't want to be rude.
Then come on over.
Okay.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon?
Mary, who's down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey, what does he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? They're not a thing.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
You tell him to go home right now, and don't you leave this house either. Sam Wainwright comes to call you from New York tonight. There he is. Good night, George.
I'd better be going.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Mary, get the phone.
Hello? Oh, hello, Sam. Guess who's here? It's George Bailey. He wants to talk to you, George.
Me?
Hurry, it's long distance.
Hello, Sam.
Well, George Mikhailovsky. Say, fine pal you are. What you trying to do, steal my girl?
What are you talking about? Nobody's trying to steal your girl. Look, here's Mary.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Tell Barry to get on the extension.
He wants you to get on the extension.
Well, Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
Here, we can both listen. We're here, Sam.
Now listen here. I got a big deal going through that can make us all rich. George, do you remember that night in Martini's bar when you told me you had read somewhere about making plastics out of soybeans?
Yeah. Soybeans, sure.
Well, Dad snapped up the idea. He's going to build a factory right outside Rochester. Here's the point. Mary, you're in on this too. George, have you got any money?
Money? Yeah, a little.
Well, I want you to take every cent you've got and put it into our stocks. George, I may have a job for you. That is, unless you're still married to that broken down building in loan. This is the biggest thing since radio. And I'm letting you in on the ground floor. Mary? Mary?
I'm here, Sam.
Would you tell that guy this is the chance of a lifetime? The chance of a lifetime. You hear?
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Now, you listen to me. I don't want any plastics. I don't want any ground floors. And I don't want to get married ever to anybody. Do you understand me? I just want to do what I want to do. And you're... Oh, Mary.
George. Look,
shoot the works. A week in New York, a week in Bermuda, the highest hotels, the richest caviar, the bubbliest champagne, and the prettiest wife.
Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
Oh, that okay.
Hey everyone, I hate to break anything up, but there's something funny going on over at the bank. I've never really seen one, but it has all the earmarks of a run, you guys.
Oh
If anyone's got any money in the bank, you better hurry, folks.
Mary, I've got a dog right there.
no! Oh no, don't, George, don't stop, let's go!
I'll just be a minute. Hold on. What's the meaning of this, Uncle Billy? A holiday?
Oh, George, this is what you call a pickle, a real pickle.
All right. Now, what happened? How did this all start?
Well, how does anything like this start, George? All I know is they came in and they were going to have a run on all our assets on the bank.
When?
Oh, about an hour ago. I had to give them all our money.
All of it?
Every cent. There wasn't even anything left to pay what we owe.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, the whole town's gone crazy.
Oh, Mr. Potter, to what do we owe this unexpected visit?
George, are you all right? There's a rumor going on around town you're going to close your doors early. Is that right?
Not for another 10 minutes. That's our normal closing time.
Glad to hear that, George. Are you all right? Do you want me to call the sheriff?
What for?
Well, sometimes these crowds can get kind of ugly.
I can assure you, Mr. Potter, all of our customers are really very polite.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, George. You know, I'm going all out in this crisis. I've guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They're going to close down next week and reopen the following week.
You've taken over the bank?
Well, I may lose a fortune, but I'll guarantee the same thing to your people. Just bring your shares over to the bank. I'll give you 50 cents on the dollar.
Now, that won't be necessary, Mr. Potter. We can take care of all of our customers right here.
Well, just remember, George, don't close your doors before 6 or you'll never reopen. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, 50 cents on the dollar.
You never miss a trip, do you, Potter? Well, you're going to miss this one. Okay, folks, now don't panic, don't panic. You all heard Mr. Potter. The bank will reopen in a week.
But I've got my money here, George, and I'll take it now.
Miss Andrews, you're looking at this all wrong, as though I have the money in the safe. The money's not here. The money's in the Macklin's house next to yours, and in the Joneses' house, and in the Heiser's house, and 100 others. Why, you loan them the money to build, and then in time they pay it back to you as best they can. And now what are you going to do? Foreclose on?
I've got $242 in here, George Bailey, and $242 isn't going to break anybody.
All right. Here, you sign this, and you'll have your money in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares. Now, hold up your end of the agreement, please, and give us 60 days on this.
Are you going to go to Potter?
Better get half than nothing.
Mrs. Thompson, Miss Sanders, please, just wait. Listen. If Potter gets hold of this building alone, there won't be another decent house built in this town. Well, he's already got charge of the bank, he's got the bus lines, he's got the department store, and now he's after us. Why? Because we're cutting in his business, that's why. And because he wants all of you to keep living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Well, we're not going to let him. We can get through this thing, but we've got to stick together. We've got to have faith in each other.
But my husband hasn't worked in over a year, and I need money.
George, how am I going to live until the bank opens?
We have bills to pay.
It's my money, George, and I need it now.
Can't feed my kids on faith alone, George.
How much do you need?
Hey, that's right. I've got $2,000. Here's $2,000 to tide us over to the bank reopens. Okay, Miss Andrews, how much do you need?
I'll take $242.
Oh, come on, Miss Andrews. Really, just until the bank reopens, how much?
I'll take $242.
All right, here.
That'll close my account.
No, your account's still open, and that's just a loan, okay? All right. Ernie.
I got $300 here, George.
Ernie, please, what's it going to take? Just to the bank room.
Well, I suppose I could get by with $20.
$20. There, now you're talking. All right, Mrs. Thompson.
But George, this is your own money.
Don't worry about that, Mrs. Thompson. How much do you want?
I can use 20.
$20. All right, there you go.
And I'll sign a note.
And you don't have to sign anything. I know you'll pay it back when you can.
George.
Very good. Mrs. Martinez.
Could we have $17.50?
17. Bless your heart. Of course you have $17.50. Here, Billy, you got 50 cents? There we are. There you go. Here, you take over.
Boy, I think we're going to make it, George. We're going to make it.
I think so, too. Hello, Mrs. Bailey.
Hello, Mr. Bailey. How's business?
Booming.
Well, at least you have a place to come home to. The windows are broken out, and a roof leaks in a place or two. But the structure is sound, and there isn't a crack in the foundation.
What are you talking about?
32 Sycamore.
32 Sycamore. But that's...
Remember the night we broke out the windows? That's what I wished for. And I've been saving ever since. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary? We've only been married an hour.
1 hour, 29 minutes, and 40-some-odd seconds to be exact. Soon enough to celebrate, I would say, wouldn't you?
Oh, darling, you're wonderful.
4, 5, 6. Bingo, we made it, George. We're still in business. I've got $2 left.
Well, pop the champagne. I'd say we're a couple financial wizards.
Oh, these Rockefellers?
Let's open up that safe for these two great big important simoleons.
We'll use them for seed money.
And here's the Papa Dollar and Mama Dollar. And if you want to see this building alone stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
Oh, I wish they were rabbits.
Rabbits! You got a fulfillment for rabbits. Here's to the rabbits.
Here's to the rabbits.
Bread, that your house may never know hunger. Salt, that your life may always have flavor.
And wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
You can't dismiss this Bailey Park any longer, Mr. Potter. It's cutting deeper and deeper into your profits.
Well, this Bailey family's gonna boil on my neck long enough.
Mr. Bailey has just arrived, sir.
Good, tell him we'll wait. Go on, Miss Carter.
Well, as you know, he's built a whole subdivision out by the cemetery. Dozens and dozens of the prettiest little homes you've ever seen. Why, I'm thinking of purchasing one myself.
Don't you dare.
The point is, Mr. Potter, 90% of those residents used to pay rent to you. Now, if I were you, Mr. Potter...
Well, you're not, Miss Carter.
I know, I'm just a lowly bank examiner. But if you're not careful, one of these days...
I'm a busy man, Miss Carter. I don't have time for your idle conjecture. Good day. Cut into my revenues, Mr. Bailey. I'll show you a thing or two.
Yes, sir.
Send Bailey in.
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Potter will see you now.
Ah, thank you.
Ah, good morning, George. So good to see you again.
Mr. Potter, this is quite an unusual request.
What's that?
You're calling me to ask you to pay you a visit.
Well, I don't know what's so unusual about it, George. I just thought the two of us should get better acquainted. Please, sit down. Have a cigar.
Oh, thank you. Wow, this is quite a cigar.
Well, you like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, now, Mr. Potter, I'm sure we'll get to this eventually, but why exactly did you want me to see?
That's what I like so much about you, George. George, I'm an old man, and most people in this town hate me. But I don't like them much either, so that makes all even. As you probably know, I run practically everything in this town, except the Bailey building alone. And for a number of years, I've been trying to get control of it, or kill it. And I haven't been able to do that either. You've been stopping me. In fact, George, you beat me. And you can ask anyone in this county, that takes some doing. For instance, during the Depression, you and I were the only two to keep our heads. You saved the building alone, I saved all the rest.
Well, most people would say you stole the rest.
Oh, the envious ones and suckers. Now, I've stated my side very plainly. Let's take a look at yours. A young man, married, 27, 28, making maybe 40 a week.
45.
45 to 45. And after supporting your wife and your mother, you're left with maybe 10 if you skimp after paying your bills. Child or two comes along, you won't even be able to save the 10. Now, a young man at 27, 28 years old is some ordinary yokel. I'd say he was doing fine. But George Bailey is no ordinary yokel. He's a smart, intelligent, ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building alone almost as much as I do. A young man who's been dying to get out of this town ever since the day he was born. A young man, smartest one in the crowd, mind you, who's had to sit back and watch all of his friends go places because he's trapped. Trapped into frittering his life away playing nursemaid to a bunch of garlic eaters. Now, do I exaggerate, George, or do I paint a correct picture?
Well, now, what exactly is your point here, Mr. Potter?
Point? My point is I want to hire you.
Hire me?
Yes, George, I want you to manage my affairs. I want you to run my properties. I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
Yes, wouldn't you like to live in the nicest house in town? Buy your wife fine clothes? Take a couple of business trips to New York every year? Maybe once in a while Europe? You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? You're not talking to somebody else here, are you, Mr. Potter? This is me. Remember me? George Bailey.
Yes, yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in if he's brains enough to climb aboard.
Well, what about the building loan?
Confound it, man, are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Well, Mr. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance, but I wonder if you'd permit me 24 hours to think it over.
Well, sure. Go home, talk it over with your wife.
I'd like to do that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the paperwork.
All right, sir.
Okay, George?
Okay, Mr. Potter. No, it's not okay. I don't need to talk to anybody. Now, I know the answer right now, and the answer's no, doggone it, no. You sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. In the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say we're nothing but a scurvy little spider. And you're just... And that goes for you, too. And that goes for you, too.
Hi. Been a rough day? Buffalo gal, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Mary Hatch, why in the world did you ever marry a guy like me?
To keep from being an old maid.
You could have married Sam Wainwright or anybody else in town.
I didn't want to marry anyone else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
I mean, I didn't even give you a proper honeymoon. You know, you're what?
My baby.
Oh, Mary, are you on the nest?
In a manner of speaking.
Well, is it a boy or a girl?
Uh-huh.
You were on top of the world then, George Bailey. Couldn't have been happier.
But that was nearly 10 years ago. We've been through a war since then.
Yes, and your wife Mary's given birth to not one, but 4 beautiful children. Oh, and your brother Harry received the Congressional Medal of Honor. President decorates Harry Bailey.
That was the headline in this morning's paper.
Yes, this morning, day before Christmas, about 10 a.m. That's when it all started, wasn't it? You were on your way to get a Christmas tree. And your Uncle Billy, oh yes, Uncle Billy, he was on his way to the bank.
Extra, read all about it. Local boy wins Congressional Medal of Honor. Harry Bailey to be decorated by the president.
Bailey boys again.
Well, good morning, Mr. Potter. What's the news? Well. Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal. You don't think that could be one of the Bailey boys, do you? Yeah, you can't take those Baileys down, can you, Mr. Potter?
How's that slacker George feel about it?
Oh, he's very jealous. Very jealous why he only broke 3 buttons off his vest. You know, Slacker George would have won 2 of those medals had he been allowed to go.
I know. He's got a bad hair.
That's right. After all, Potter, somebody like George had to stay home. All the heels weren't in Germany or Japan.
Give me my paper. Get your own if you want to drool over it.
'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la.
This. Holy mackerel. Wait just a minute. Get me to the bank.
Extra! Read all about
George, hurry, it's Harry on long distance from Washington.
it. Harry? Well, what do you know?
He reversed the charge, it's okay.
Is it okay for a hero? Hey, Harry! You old 7 guns of a son of a gun. Congratulations. How's Mother standing? She did? I didn't know. Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
Wait till Bill hears about this. What they have to eat?
What they have to eat? Hey, you should see what they're cooking up in town for you. Oh, what? Really? Wow. The Navy's flying Mother home this afternoon.
In a plane.
So anyway, what? Uncle Billy? Hold on. Is Uncle Billy back in?
No, he stopped at the bank first.
He's not here right now, but anyway, tell me about it. So,
George.
really? That's,
He's here again.
what one?
The bank examiner?
Oh. Say, talk to Aunt Tilly a minute, would you? I'll be right back. Oh, hello, Vi.
Can I speak to you for a second?
Well, of course you can. Just step into my office. I'll be right there. Hello, Miss
Carter, bank examiner.
Miss Carter. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We're all excited around here. My little brother Harry just won the Congressional Medal of Honor, and the president just decorated him.
Yes, I hear they do that type of thing. Now, I trust you had a good year.
A good year. Oh, Miss Carter, between you and me, we're broke.
Very funny. Although I shouldn't wonder when you okay reverse charges on personal long-distance calls.
George, shall I hang up?
No, he wants to talk to Uncle Billy. You just hold on.
Now, if you'll cooperate, I'd like to be finished with you by tonight. You see, I want to spend Christmas in Elmira with my sister and her family.
Oh, I don't blame you one bit, Miss Carter. Just step into that office right over there. Uncle Billy has everything all day up.
Hurry, Bill, hurry. It's Harry, long distance.
Not now. I can't talk to anyone now.
But it's your nephew, Harry, remember? Here's your Uncle Billy, Harry.
Hello? Yes, Harry? Harry, everything's fine. Yes, everything's fine. Bye.
Mr. Bailey.
What?
Oh, different Mr. Bailey. Well, you'll do just fine. Possibly better. I'd like to see you in the office for a minute, please. I have some questions.
Here, for me? dear. Well, yes, certainly, of course. Go in the office. I'll be with you in a minute. Where's George?
He's in his office with Bass Peterson.
Oh, tell him I need to see him as soon as he comes out.
Character? Have I had any character?
Now, it takes a lot of character to leave your home and start all over again.
No, George, don't.
Here, you're broke, aren't you?
Well, yes, I know, but I think
What are you going to do? Hawk those furs and that hat? You going to walk to New York? You know, they charge for food and rent out there the same as they do down here in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure it is.
Besides, that's a loan. That's my business, building a loan. Besides, you'll get a job. You'll want to.
I'm sure glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello to New York for me.
Sure.
And let's,
Sure I will.
And let's hear from you.
Oh,
What's the matter? Oh, Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas, George.
Mr. Bailey, we have a serious problem.
A problem? How do you mean?
George, can I see you for a minute alone?
Well, sure, Uncle Billy. What is it? What?
Oh, dear, is that your bad ear?
No!
Oh, then you did hear me.
I'm afraid so. How much? That much? Are you sure? Did you have it with you?
Yes, I was counting it, I think.
You think? Uncle Billy, we gotta find that money.
Oh, George, I'm no good to you.
Did you buy anything?
No, nothing, not even a stick of gum.
Listen to me. Think. Where's that money?
Oh, George, I have been thinking, and I can't think anymore. It hurts.
Now you listen to me. You listen to me. Where's that money, you stupid, silly old fool? Where's that money? You realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison.
Oh, no.
Yes! That's exactly what it means. Well, one of us is going to go to jail. And it's not going to be me.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Dad.
How do you like it?
True.
Bless you.
Did you bring the wreath?
Dad, did you bring the Christmas wreath?
Wreath, what wreath?
Well, the Christmas wreath for the window.
No, I left it at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, it just started.
Where's your coat and hat?
I left them at the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter, everything's fine.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry? Oh, we're famous, George. I must have had at least 50 calls about the banquet and the parade and your mother.
Must she keep playing that?
She's practicing for the party tonight, Daddy.
Mom says we can stay up till midnight and sing Christmas carols.
You can stay up too, Daddy.
Dad, the Browns next door have a new car. You should see it.
Well, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes, Dad.
You better hurry and shave, George. The families will be here soon.
Families? I don't want the families over here. Susan, what's the matter with you?
She caught a cold. She got it coming home from school. The teacher gave her a flower as a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat. Go to bed, darling.
My flowers, she needs a drink.
You have a sore throat or something?
Oh, just a cold. The doctor said it's nothing serious.
The doctor? Was the doctor here?
Well, yes, I called him right away. He said there's nothing to worry about.
Are you running a temperature, little one?
I don't think so.
Just a teensy one, 99.6. She'll be all right.
All right. Better get back up to bed. This floor is cold.
My flowers, she needs a drink.
Now!
I'll bring up a vase with water in a minute. Now go along, dear.
This old house. Drafty old barn. We might as well be living in a refrigerator. I don't know why we don't all have pneumonia. Why do we have to live here in the first place and stay in this crummy old town?
George, what's wrong?
Dad, how do you spell frankincense?
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Telephone.
I'll get it. Hello, this is Mrs. Bailey. Oh, hello, Mrs. Welch. Oh, thank you. She'll be all right. The doctor says she should be out of bed in time for Christmas dinner.
Is that Susan's teacher?
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Mrs. Welch? This is George Bailey. I'm Suzu's father. Say, what kind of a teacher are you anyway, sending her home half naked? You realize she'll probably get pneumonia on account of you?
George!
Is this the kind of thing we pay taxes for, to have teachers like you? Silly, stupid, careless people who have no regard for sending our kids home without any clothes on?
George.
You know, maybe my kids aren't the best dressed kids. Maybe they don't have the finest clothes, but, you know, that's stupid.
Oh, Mrs. Welch, I would apologize for my husband. Mrs. Welch? She hung up.
I'll hang her up. Now get it. Hello? Hello, who is this? Oh, Mr. Welch. Oh, I'm so glad you called. Gives me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. What did you say? Oh, you will know. Okay. All right, Mr. Welch. Anytime you think you're man enough, you just... Hello? Hello? Ah, he hung up.
Dad, how do you spell hallelujah?
How the hell should I know? What am I, a dictionary? Jamie, haven't you learned that silly tune yet? You play it over and over again. Now stop it! Stop it!
George! Why must you torture the children? Why don't you just go?
Mr. Potter, won't you help me, please? For some sort of accident, my company is short in its accounts. The bank examiner's here, and, well, I need to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, so that's what the reporters were calling about.
Reporters?
Yes, they called from the building alone. There's a man over there from the DA's office. He's looking for you, George.
Please help me, Mr. Potter. Can't you see what it means to my family? I'll gladly pay you any bonus on the loan, any interest. Why, if you still want the building loan, why
George, could there be that there's a slight discrepancy in your books?
No, sir. There's no discrepancy. I've misplaced $8,000, and I can't find it anywhere.
You've misplaced $8,000?
Yes, sir.
Have you notified the police?
No, sir. I didn't want the publicity, but Harry's homecoming tomorrow and all.
They'll believe that one. George, tell me, could it be you've been playing the market with the company's money?
No, sir. No, I haven't.
Well then, is it a woman? Rumors are all over town you've been giving money to Violet Peterson.
What?
Well, not that it really matters to me, George. But why did you come to me in the first place? Why didn't you go to that Sam Wainwright?
Well, he's in Europe. I can't get a hold of him.
What about all your other friends?
They don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only one in town who can help me.
I see. I've suddenly become quite important. George, what would I have for security? Do you have any stocks?
No, sir.
Bonds? Real estate? Collateral of any kind?
I have insurance, life insurance, a $15,000 policy.
Yes. How much equity is in it?
$500.
Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You were going to conquer the world. You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. You're nothing but a warped, frustrated young man. A miserable little clerk, come crawling in here on your hands and knees begging for help. No stocks, no bonds, no securities, nothing but a miserable little $500 equity in a life insurance policy. Why, George, you're worth more dead than you are alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you call your friends that you love so much and ask them for the $8,000? You know why? Because they run you out of town on a rail. Well, George Bailey, I'll tell you what I will do for you. Since the bank examiner's still in town, and since I'm still on the board of trustees at the building alone, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, malfeasance.
No.
Oh, George, you go ahead. You can't hide in a little town like this.
Oh, God. You gotta help me out on this one.
course I did. This is Mr. George Bailey, brother of the young man who has just been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, if you ever talk to my wife like that again, you'll get worse. She cried for an hour and wouldn't even come out with us tonight. Calm down, Mr. Welch. That's enough. It's bad enough just a slave teaching your stupid kids how to read and write. You have to pull her out.
Mr. Welch!
Ah, to hell with it. I'm going home.
Come on, everybody. This is Christmas Eve. We should be celebrating.
You aren't ready to say any more?
Yeah, of course we are. Come on, everyone. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy.
You're all right, George.
Sure.
Let me take you home.
No, I'm waiting for somebody. Please, just leave me alone. Go with your friends.
You sure?
Here's my life insurance, please.
What?
Nothing, Ernie. Please, just leave me alone. I'll be all right.
Ernie, are you coming?
I'll be right there. You sure you'll be all right, George?
Yes, I'm sure. Just leave me alone.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Oh, God. God, you gotta help me out here. I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there and you can hear me, please show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Please, dear God, please show me the way.
And that's where I came in.
What? You actually heard my prayer up there?
Well, yours and about a dozen others. You'd be surprised at how many people are concerned about you.
Oh, not after they find out how I've ruined their lives.
Oh, George, you haven't ruined their lives. Besides, it wasn't even your fault.
Well, of course it's my fault. I'm the president of the company, and I'm the one to be held accountable. Just ask Mr. Potter, he'll tell you.
And you think killing yourself would make everyone feel happier?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose it'd be better if I had never been born.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
Oh, you mustn't talk like that. Wait a minute. That's an idea. What do you think about it? Yeah, that'll do it. All right, you've got your wish. You've never been born. You don't have to make all that much fuss about it.
What did you say?
You've never been born. You don't exist. You haven't a care in the world. No worries, no obligations, no $8,000 to get, not even Potter looking for you with the sheriff.
Say something else in that ear.
Yes, you can hear out of that ear, George.
Well, that's a doggone thing. I haven't heard anything out of that ear since I was a kid. What's going on here?
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Look over there. Three more. I have two more suckers. We gotta sing for them.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
That's my name. This is my voice.
Mr. Martini, don't you recognize me?
Dominic, he knows your name. Now we've got to sing to him. And
Where's Mrs. Martini?
She's at home. They're all at home. That definitely makes it a Merry Christmas.
Yes, it does.
Merry Christmas. But I saw her just a little while ago. Her and other women and children too.
Where? What are you talking about? You're not gonna snitch on us, are ya?
Hey, I know you. You just hit me a little bit ago.
You hear that one, Don? You hear that? I already hit him.
Look, it's the panhandler. He's caught up with us again.
Come on, let's get out of here.
I gotta hit him first. But this time, I promise I'll remember it.
Yeah, see? The diamond juice there?
Yeah.
Or drink, I'll sell.
Mr. Gower, Mr. Gower! Don't you recognize me? I'm George Bailey.
Come on, these guys are worth it.
You owned the Motor Jump Store with, and I used to work for you as a kid, don't you remember?
Nah, no, I don't like that. This rumhead over here, he spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a child.
That's
Yeah.
right. And if you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself.
Yeah.
Come on, Dan.